All right, this is the second time today that the remix of Phil Collins' song "Coming in the Air Tonight" has come on. I'm listening to YouTube randomly, and let me tell you, there is nothing random about anything. And at this point in time, I got to look at the numbers and just see what the numbers are telling me. Because at 9:21 on December 27th, angel number 921 brings a message from your angels that your life purpose is of the utmost importance, and you are encouraged to put your will and effort towards fulfilling your spiritual destiny as only you can. Listen to your intuition as you are receiving divine guidance in regards to your soul, mission, and life purpose. Trust that you have all the knowledge, skills, and talents you require to fill your quest. I'm here for world peace. To create utopia and all souls living in a state of joy and abundance, free of suffering, in a sustainable manner. And I'm not stopping until I get it done. So I guess you have a choice. You're either with me or you're against me. And I'd love you to be with me. Because my utopia involves every single soul on this planet being absent of pain, suffering. And I believe that all people die of three things and three things only. That is boredom, loneliness, and isolation. And if you can't get rid of yours on your own, give it to me. I can take it for you. I have been challenged in ways that many people would crumble under. And I did crumble. I didn't lay myself upon the shores. However, I did leave myself in the freezing cold. And all I can say is, divine angels have come through me. I don't care if you've stolen from me, if you've lied to me, if you've cheated me. I absolve you of your sins, and I wish for you to absolve yourself. But if you have judged me, I will still grant you absolute forgiveness. But I ask you to stop judging books by its covers. However, if you beat me unprovoked, you are not absolved. And this ain't 2006 where your mommy and daddy can buy the prison guards your way off of a murder charge. And this ain't 2006 where the RCMP can go around breaking fingers and leaving ladies out in the cold to die. This is 2021, where the evidence doesn't lie. And the evidence can't be buried because of our beautiful friend, the World Wide Web. Samuel L. Jackson, Ezekiel 25:17. Be cautious of the wrath that comes down upon you when you fuck with one of his shepherds. And I am one of his shepherds. And the Lebanese money, the illumination of the world, and the Masonic powers of those that build cannot protect you. Only you can protect yourself. And in order to do that, you need to forgive yourself. And as a result of you making me bleed, I am not quite prepared to forgive you yet, because what you did to me, you will do to others who you judged as homeless. There are some that get burned that even Jesus couldn't pull out of the fires of hell. And you are treading cautiously close to being of that state. To the rest of you in the world, no matter what you believe in, whether it's God, Buddha, Allah, Wahagaru, Timbuktu, Mother Earth, or the World Star, please have belief. Please. For the difference between a lucky person and an unlucky person is simply the presence of faith or belief. And I'm here to sell you hope. Hope that is within you, hope that has been long lost, forgotten since around the age of 7 years of age, when your theta waves of your brain started kind of shutting down and you started hearing the words impossible or can't. Ever since that day when there was an attack on your self-confidence as to what you believed was possible. So I can't sell you that hope, but what I can do, I've been given the keys to unlock the box to the hope that is still within you. And I know it sounds a little corny, and trust me, when an angel told me this on May 19, 2019, I thought that angel was batshit crazy too. But I've learned you don't fuck around with an angel's message. And so I continue to sell hope. One of the ways I do it is I ask you if you think money is important or if money is powerful in this world. Because if you do, then you and I have some common ground. I, for one, think money makes the world go round. I actually think you could make a physics case that if you stockpiled all the money that is currently sitting in China right now, that you could literally change the gravitational pull of the Earth simply by mass. However, what I would like to know about you is if we can agree that money is important and that you think money has influence in the world. If I could show you that I can make money out of thin air, would you believe me a little bit? Would you give me a chance to work with you? Because the one thing we will never do is focus on the money. We will focus on your passion. Because when you start to operate towards your God-given gift, if you want to call it that, or you're that natural thing that you absolutely love doing when you were in that 4-year-old age or that 7-year-old age, when you start doing that full time, I mean, you can't stop doing it. You wake up like a warrior and you can't not do it. You either can't not practice doing it to try and improve to get better at it, or you can't not do it because it adds value to other people's lives. If you follow the Church of Now self-improvement system, bullet journaling with intention, I will help you lay out a model so that you too can make money appear out of thin air. But again, we're never focusing on the money. We're focusing on passion. Because the pandemic that is killing the world right now is a lack of passion. A detachment from one's internal motivation and a detachment from one's God-given gift. Again, if you like that word, or find one word that fits you. And when you find that again, when you start doing that again full time, you don't need 8 hours of sleep. You don't need 8 glasses of water a day. You live life like a motherfucking warrior. You wake up charged. Power comes into you from from your feet, from the stars, for I can't explain where it comes from. Strength like you've never had before. And all I want to do in this world is see that pandemic stop right now. I want people to wake up driven. I want people to charge ahead to their day going with a purpose. I'm talking A-line. You ain't got no plan B. Plan B means you're ready to fail. You got your hands back just in case you trip. There ain't no plan B. Denzel Washington said it best, you fall forward, baby. When you are driven with a purpose, you fall forward. You gain momentum when you fall because that's when you rest. And you get back up and you're going faster than they've ever seen before. So please help me end suffering. And it starts with you. And it spreads to your family. And family does not need to be by blood. And then it goes from where you live. Maybe you're homeless like myself. Maybe you got a house. I don't know. Maybe you live in an apartment. But it goes to the next door. And it goes to the door after that. And globalization is a beautiful thing. But you got to pick up the dog shit in your own front yard first. You got to make sure your neighbor across the street's not sitting there with a handful of sleeping pills ready to kill himself because they lost their job, or maybe there's an impending foreclosure coming upon their house. You see, COVID's real. It's a virus. But here's what's causing more pain and more suffering than anything else. Our greatest skill is our greatest weakness. We have global connectivity. And COVID is causing fear to enter our minds. And that fear is where the devil walks in. Because you start to have doubt. But our greatest strength right now is, although we can't see each other and we can't go and have coffee with a neighbor and do what have you, we got the internet. World Health Organization declared access to data a basic human need several years ago. And let me tell you, after the last 6 weeks of being on the street without a cell phone, without access to data, I couldn't do insurance. I couldn't do police reports. I couldn't contact my wife and kids. I couldn't do it without data. I think Gary Vaynerchuk said it best. If you ain't on social media, you don't exist. And that's the world we live in. Now, you can wear a mask if you want to wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. I don't give a shit. You go get yourself vaccinated. Don't get yourself vaccinated. I don't give a shit what you do. But be kind and respect others. And if you live your life in this manner, that you try to make other people vibrate better, you're doing everything right. By every religion. It don't matter which one you want to subscribe to. And by vibrate better, I mean make them feel better. Elevate their vibration. I don't know who said this, but somebody said, no one's ever going to remember what you say or didn't say, do or did not do, but they will always remember how you made them feel. And you want to make people feel good. Robin Sharma says it amazingly in one of his stories. I think it was in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, where he says a father was talking to his son. And he says, son, when you were born, you cried. Apgar 10 out of 10 as the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a manner so that when you're on your deathbed, the world cries as you rejoice. God bless you, everyone. And like I said, pick a God. I pray to them all. And they all are talking to me right now. And they all are telling me to let fear leave your heart. And let joy and abundance come in. And the first thing you got to do probably is forgive yourself. And after you've forgiven yourself, then you can love yourself. And only then, when you've learned to love yourself, can the Holy Spirit's love come into you. And once you let that love into you, you never need a plan B. You never need to be worried about fear because you know something else has got your back that's bigger than anything. Always watching. The biggest database in the world. Perhaps it's the Creator. You know, Einstein might have tried to teach us something when he tried to split that atom apart, because when you look at a yin yang, baby, how do you get a positive and negative to attract? You try and jump start a car, you try and touch those two things together and just see what happens. You get sparks. Because it ain't in perfect balance. But you look at a yin yang, when you combine the East and the West, the individualistic mind and the communistic mind, and when you combine those two things, that positive and negative energy, you form this perfect circle of beauty. And you are looking at a yin yang, my friends. Born in Calgary, Alberta, as a Western mind, but also born again in a place that doesn't exist, Taiwan, with an Eastern mind. And then born for a third time on the streets of Kelowna, British Columbia, when kindness came to me in the form of a glass of water that brought tears to my eyes. It was followed by a bowl of rice. It was followed by another bowl of rice with meat and vegetables and egg. It came with warmth. It came with shelter for an hour. And it hasn't stopped coming. And I'm not here to make an impact in just one person's life. I want to make an impact in 8 billion people's lives. And I want them all to live in a state of joy and abundance, in a sustainable manner in which they never go to work, but they get more done than anybody else could ever imagine, because they wake up driven doing what they love. In a sustainable manner. And together, with simply the power of our mind, we can make this happen. You know, you look at the work of Joe Dispenza right now. The mind can manifest anything. The mind alone is everything. Matter is made of the mind. For if you can't think it, it doesn't exist. And if you say it, it does exist within your own mind. So although Christmas is coming past, I want 2022 to be a year of Christmas. Every day waking up with the spirit of Christmas in you. And I want you to ask yourself, are you okay? Is my neighbor okay? Is this block okay? Is this neighborhood okay? Is this city okay? Are those farmers in between okay? Is the next city okay? Is this country okay? Are the fishermen in the ocean okay? Is the next country okay? And the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. And I don't want to stop until the world pulls together and makes a new country appear out of nowhere. The home to my oldest boy, and where my 2 boys are currently living right now, Taiwan, a place that doesn't exist by so many countries. I think there's less than a dozen that recognize it still. And it's all because of the power of China. And China is not a vindictive place. But power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And the current rift between Taiwan and China is not something either of these parties want, nor see value in continuing to build. But what so many people of the Western world don't recognize is the process of called losing face. Just think of the samurai sword that kneels himself upon his sword to save his family's honor, to save his face, to save his honor. Right now, every time we talk about the Taiwan Strait, or every time the U.S. sails a ship down it just to pour salt in China's wounds, it amplifies and it aggregates the situation. It makes it into a situation where there's a fight that nobody can walk away from. And they're not going to walk away. And right now I'm asking Canada to save the world, because we've got the strongest army in the whole goddamn world, because the new strength is empathy, kindness, understanding, and tolerance for difference. And you try and find a country that's got more of that in it than us. Not a single goddamn country. And how are we going to do it? It'll take me a day. Boom. Drop an embassy in Taiwan. Right now. Start offering citizenship services there. Declare that Taiwan is now a country and Canada has an embassy in it. And I do not think the world will respect China if they start bombing Canadian soil. I'm begging you to find a flaw in this process. For Taiwan is a country that has so much to teach the world and it doesn't exist. It is a democracy that is a democracy unlike anything I've ever seen, and it is guided by communism in a manner unwhich I've ever seen anything. It has next to no hunger. There is no homelessness unless it's by choice. They've got the second greatest healthcare system in the world. They're the closest to ground zero to COVID, and they have the smallest impact on their economy, the mortality rate and the infection rate. Business as normal. Why? Because they said, I got to take care of myself first, because nobody's going to take care of me, because the World Health Organization kicked them out, the United Nations kicked them out, and when COVID came, they battened down the hatches and says, hey, my countrymen, we are Taiwan. Let's take care of each other. And when we get each other taken care of, then we're going to start taking care of those beside us. I'd like you to look at the works of the Tzu Chi Buddhist Foundation, that hospital. You can look at the Red Cross, you can look at Médecins Sans Frontières or Doctors Without Borders, and you ain't seen nothing like Tzu Chi Buddhist Hospital. They do it without a name because they don't need recognition. And they're fast and they're furious and they get shit done. In times of natural disasters, in times of poverty, in times of disease. I'm telling you right now, Taiwan is the perfect blend of the East and the West, of the individualistic mind and the collective communist mind. Unlike anything you've ever seen. And that little island that doesn't exist, I believe, is the key to world peace. God bless you. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Take care of your neighbor. Take care of the neighbors down the street. Take care of that block. Take care of your neighborhood. Take care of your city. Take care of the country. And then let's keep going. COVID is the greatest opportunity that has ever blessed our human race. Problem is nobody's seeing it. We're letting fear infect our brain. In the Church of Now, we have no fear. And I don't say amen. I say boom, shakalaka. Welcome to the Church of Now, where we are one. Wayagaru.